Hi, everyone. Welcome to the chat. It's fantastic to see you guys after the summer. We had a good break and now we're on. So the question tonight is, Kathy?
Did the COVID pandemic make you prioritize your life routines or make choices of what's important to you or not? So did you prioritize your life routines or did you make choices about things that were right or not? Is that correct is that pretty good, Gita? This is one of your questions, but we don't have to start with you first. We don't have to go with you first, but is that good? Okay,
Yes,
I think we can go with that. What did COVID make you prioritize in your life? And what were these choices important to you or not?
I could start if you want.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I think what made me, and I'm sure a lot of people out there realize how family and friends are important, because we went through a very, very dark times, right? Mm-hmm. And having your friends and family close by, it's or phone, it was our support, right? So for me, I just vowed that, as everybody knows, I like to have a good time. So now I have more good times. Try to celebrate life every day, be kind to people, be more understanding. And I think everyone's going through a lot of stuff that we don't know. And I'm a true believer, as Kathy knows, if I see someone in the street that they don't look right, I always ask, are you okay? And I even get sometimes people replies, yes, thank you for asking. And I think we are human beings. We should really look up to one another. Doesn't matter who it is, but have more human connection.
Well, I mean, if I can jump in there for a comment, I have problems with fear of missing out. And so I found it was a great opportunity to say no to things that I do out of obligation that I don't really always want to do. So, you're a very social person, Gita, but for me, sometimes I'm socially antisocial or whatever. So it was a way for me to pull back and just reevaluate what I actually wanted to commit to and what I'm fine just kind of letting go on without me.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that, Elena. Like I know someone tonight said they're an introverted extrovert, and I'm the same way. And I find that like I say yes to everything, even though it's a no. It's always a no. Always. But like I found for me, like family, of course, like even reconnecting with my husband, like we were already so connected, but like we're even so much more connected. But like I love my neighbors. Like we were able to spend so much time with neighbors on both sides of us. They've quick become family to us. So, even Christmas when we weren't allowed, people weren't allowed to come to your house. We literally sat outside in our yards with our own individual fires and did that together. And then just like the love for nature, like just getting out in nature is something I've always appreciated, but my body, my soul, it needs the nature and the trees and that. And that's been like a huge thing for my family to feel.
I've actually, during COVID, I learned about prioritizing for myself. I prioritize everybody else in my life. I feel like I run this ship, and especially with my husband being home and when my daughter was home, I mean, she's not a newborn, she can do things. It's like, I need help. I need you to help me with this. I need you to hear me, listen, not just listen, but like I need you to hear what I'm saying. And it it evolved. Kind of started off slow, and depending when it was, then it was summer, and then things changed, and now back to school schedules have changed. So like by Friday, I'm like, this is my me day. Like if I want to go for a walk or read a book or I want to watch Netflix all day, I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. The laundry's always going to be there. There's going to be stuff to do. I have to put myself first, and it's something that I've never done. Never. I can't even remember a time that I've done it. I was taking care. I feel like I've took care of my family since I was like 6, and
Yeah.
and I did it willingly, but then you get lost, and I'm starting to find myself. So maybe by the time I'm almost 52, Kathy. So maybe then I'll completely have found myself. We'll see what happens after that. I got a year and a bit to go. So
I'll meet you there. Okay.
no problem.
I completely understand what you're saying, Stephanie. It's always been the kids are first, the family's first, obligations first. And I felt like I was scheduling my life around their schedule and not really taking care of me and doing what I like. And then when I started doing that, my kids were like, what about us? Hello, aren't you going to pick me up? And I said, no, you can walk. You're old enough. I mean, your brother and sister walked at that age. You can walk too, kind of thing. So it was definitely prioritizing and doing what works for me now, or mentally helpful for me, not just for the kids and not just for the family or just the people around me. So it's the importance of taking care of yourself, because if you're not healthy, then your family around you can't take care of them properly either. And just doing things that make me happy, and then I've missed the hugging, like COVID, like the non-hugging, non-touching. I'm a touchy-feely. So that really was hard for me. So my kids were home, so they kind of got all the hugs, and they're just kind of like, okay, Mom, no problem. but they went along with it, because I think eventually they felt the same thing. Like there's no one around but us. So it did bring us closer together as well, and that's great too. So it's just, I think, prioritizing. We've all learned that it's okay to be a little selfish for yourselves, because we need it once in a while.
Absolutely. I think being okay with so-called being selfish, but I don't think it's really being selfish, because it's self-care. You need it. It's, everyone needs their me time. Just before COVID, I was already working on prioritizing and not being a workaholic. I've done that my entire career, and when I started my own business, it just continued, but in a different way. And COVID really let me say no to a lot of things, especially work-wise, because it's really hard to say no. And I got to, readjust my schedule, be able to say that, no, I can't. My kids are both at home. One of them needs to be homeschooled. And, no, I can't see you at that time. No, I can't. I just can't see anyone in person. So it's this is the way the schedule is going to look, and I can't do it any other way. And that was really hard for me to say at first. But now, a year and a bit in, I really like my schedule that I've made for myself. And I actually feel like, I've gotten to a point where I have a bit of a balance and actually time for myself, and still time for the kids and everything like that. So that's one thing that, I've been grateful for this crazy, crazy time that we've been through.
Thank you.
A few weeks after COVID first came, everything stopped in my world. My work stopped. I couldn't see friends, as everyone else experienced as well. I'm self-employed, so it was not a possibility to have any sort of support at that time, both sort of financially, and it was difficult with family. But a friend of mine just so generously offered to help me for a little loan, which was amazing. I didn't ask for it. I've got a ton of pride. She knew that. She just wired it to me. And when I realized that level of friendship from her, and subsequently from others, and then finding my own strength within and being able to pay her back, it was just a great feeling. And the other possibility too is to be able to, at 55, finding love again, and remaining hopeful for that. So, a year and a half later, business has pivoted, life's pivoted, and here we are all together sharing. So for anyone listening to this as well, who maybe's hit that dark moment, they call it the dark night of the soul, which I hit, just reach out to a friend, talk to people, and you'll get. And I wish everyone through those moments, because that's what we're here for on the planet. I believe is to help each other and lighten each other's load. For
me, on my end, I would say my 3 relationships survived COVID, you know, because we know a lot of people. And yeah, there's a lot of people that I was seeing in groups with different, I had some group of moms coming to my house, and all this stops, and we still talk throughout social media, but not one-to-one now, like not in person. And it's okay to actually have less people around you, but more quality people. I think this is the main thing that for me that happened. And then being less busy, that was awesome. Being more time at home with my children, with my husband, and we actually created our own little paradise out of this time that we had to connect now. And I do find when you stop, when you really take the time to stop, there's space for creation. And for me, that's what happened. There was space for creation to create new things. And then by sort of thing, it was forced for me to stop. And I didn't realize, like, you know, when you're stuck in a little like jungle gym, you know, you go, and then you think it's fine, but then you realize, you know what, I'm not choosing this anymore. And then I had a lot of these things, and I didn't choose again, and I left them the way things were, which was not a problem, but I just redesigned my life with this beautiful space that was given to me. So actually, also with my work changed tremendously. I work in the health industry, in a dental world. So I work with N95, with a level 3 mask, with a visor, with a hat, with like everything you can imagine. Imagine at the end of the day, every single day I have a headache at the end of the day. So that was something else. And I had to learn I have to take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of my family and my friends. So COVID was a big, it was a big adjustment for me. But now I think, actually, it was maybe a gift in some ways. Yeah. Not being unrespectful with anybody that had COVID and suffered of COVID or passed away from COVID. My heart goes to them, though.
Yes, Siobhan.
I was going to say, COVID for me really allowed me to, prioritize my mental health. You know, when you take away all the external factors in your life and the things that you can point at and blame and say, well, my this is bad, so I'm reacting to that, and this is bad, this happened and this happened. And I was really able to sit back and not only prioritize my mental health, but also find those coping tools that really worked, right? Like sit in meditation, and it was easier to find the time for it, as opposed to trying to squeeze it in or making it something that I had to, that it sounded like work, or it felt like work, like I had to do it after work or before work. And I was just really felt like a gift that I was given the time to heal myself and find the tools that I needed to carry on and you know, create a new life for myself after losing my job and having to pivot myself in 2020.
Thank you for sharing. Who else, you guys? Margot, jumping right in. We're gonna do something different this September. Margot, jumping right in. I saw you on a video recently. Didn't have trouble jumping in. Jump right in. Go.
Okay. Well, all
it's
right.
Margot and Kimmy. You're always my the very end of my line, you know. And well, you go ahead, Margot.
I'll hang out with Kimmy then. Kimmy, where I'll come to your house. We'll hang out. The two of us will sit in one frame together, looking at each other. Okay, who's up?
It's
Who's
a two for
gonna go?
me.
Yeah, no one will
Is it
talk
me?
because
Is
they
it
want to
me?
interrupt.
Is it me?
I love it.
So I quite loved COVID. I hate to say, but not COVID itself, but that's a bad thing to say. But just the slowing down and the stopping to smell the roses. Like my husband he loves to go to concerts and hockey games and comedians, and so we were almost going downtown every couple of days. We were going downtown again, so I had to rush home from work and or we'd be having people over. We got a big, huge Bernese mountain dog who leaves little dogs all of hair all around the house. So it would be, I have to clean up. And it was just constantly like that. And when all of a sudden I could come home on a Friday night and the house was full of hair, but I didn't have to clean it like on Friday night. I could wait till Saturday. So it was I don't know, weight off my shoulders a bit. I mean, I hated watching the news. I couldn't, that was, and I still do. And I'm saddened by every, things that I hear. But as far as how, in our case, we had to literally stop and smell the roses, I quite loved that, to tell you the truth. I think everybody slowing down and hugging your family is so important, and was sort of getting lost. So.
Yeah, I agree that I don't see the whole COVID thing as showing me how to prioritize or anything. I don't think that I really had a problem with that. It was just that I was running a really, really big boat. Steph talks about she's running the boat. Well, I had a huge boat. There were at our biggest, we had 6 kids running around from infant to high schoolers. And we had grandparents downstairs and just all of that. And then I expanded it bigger because I needed to bring it up to my parents, and I was up here, and then we were doing the back and forth. And all of a sudden, COVID slammed down the gates and made my boat really small. And everything got really quiet for a while. And it was weird. It was like, wow. And all of a sudden, I didn't have to run this great big boat anymore. And it was during that time, and I met some people that made just a really huge difference in my life. And they were able to get me to turn around and look at myself, and really change sort of my opinion of myself, my opinion of just realizing what I can do. And, I always knew that I was good at running this boat, but I don't think I ever really knew how good I was at it. But, now I'm more confident, and I've just, I have some connections now that are just amazing and are leading me now into what's going to be a really great future. So yeah, it's been good for me.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Assunta.
I would say that it's not about being priority. I've always, had my parents as a priority. It's more like I finally was able to see that all the hard work that I had done for the past 5 years on my life, and I was able to go through COVID, continue to go through COVID with all these restrictions and everything, and still be on solid ground. Like, it didn't affect my mental health at all. I mean, I just learned to, enjoy life, enjoy the things that I'm able to do. And, I feel sorry for everything that's going on, that everyone's going through, but I've learned to not take it on all personally, to me personally, to be affected by everything. And I used to, absorb all that kind of stuff, and it was very toxic for me. So I'm just so happy that I managed to stay on solid ground. Like, it was actually a good experience for me in terms of my personal life. And, it's sad to see everything that everyone else is going through. But it's been a really good time in my life, like some of the other ladies have said.
That's good. Thanks for sharing. Judith?
For me, it was a moment of living my faith and my hope. And I know what is important in my life. And this moment, I see it was painful for humanity, create an awareness of me, and really to be able to be more open and how I will connect with others, and especially with my family that was as close to me. Most of my family is in Mexico, so just recently I was able to visit them after 2 years, and it was really emotional and really important to me. So I create new ways to connect with the people I love, and I create a new ways that how I will do my business and how I will now teach, Spanish to the people. And it wasn't a moment of awareness, but also in a moment in how I really believe in human, as a human being, how we come together. And we passed this moment with pain because everybody was suffering around me. And I noticed how fragile I am. So in that in that part, I think I become more humble, to be more grateful, and to really understand how I can embrace my life with more, how I say, to be more open to others, but with a more meaningful way. Not just because before I am in that routine, or it's part of my work, or yes, it's my family. No, it's more meaningful. So, and again, all my heart for all the people that is been losing somebody that they love. All my heart to them.
Thank you, Judith. Thank you. I think, priorities for me, I think I was always feeling like very clear on my priorities, but I think they just became more clear to me. Like I realized life is too short. This is why my husband's last day is on Friday, like life is too short. He's realized it too. When is it going to be time to travel? When are we going to do this together? When are we going to do that? When I'm in a wheelchair. So, I think that understanding that about him, because he is a little bit older than I am, reconnecting with my children, of course, and just I have like 3 letters, FFW, and it's family, friends, and work. And that's what really works for me. If I have that kind of mantra every day, I need to fill my love cup with my friends. They understand me. I have a great, strong relationship at home. My children are healthy. Everything is great. COVID blessed a lot of people, but it also unblessed a lot of people. And I think we all share the same sentiments, and I echo a lot of what everyone has said here today. And Doris was talking, and Thierry, Judith was talking, like this is why we're all here. You can't get all of this emotion with men, and they're all very heartwarming stories. And this is, on the website, real women talking about real issues. If we're going to cry, it's okay, Adrienne. I'm a big crier too. Like it's totally fine. That's what makes us all real and raw inside, and showing, like sharing. And I know early days people were afraid to share, but now more people are sharing, and it's so beautiful. So whatever your priorities are during COVID, getting through this pandemic, gosh, I hope that we see the light soon, and the passports are here, and I think they're going to be here to stay. And but we're going to throw it to Yasmin. You're going to tell us how COVID changed for you, and what your priorities were, if you had to realign them or not. And then you can close the night out for the after hours for us, Yasmin. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, COVID has made me prioritize a lot more of myself, try to like stick to my schedule for when I'm doing my floors in my house, when I'm like vacuuming the floors, or when I'm mopping the floors. And then, so I got that whole schedule down packed. I got my parents on that since I broke my ankle. So I've been telling my dad, Wednesdays, you got to vacuum the floor. Thursdays, I wash the floors just so it's not sticky or dirty and dusty, because it gets dusty in my house. Even if the doors are closed, so I get the dust. But ever since I broke my ankle, I had to readjust my entire life. I had to get like a kneeling scooter in order for me to get around at my office. Being on the crutches was no help at work, so I had to adjust, getting more familiar on how to use them, how to take a shower. So adjusting my whole lifestyle was a big thing for me during COVID since this happened. But I've gotten the hang of it. I'm still sticking to my cleaning schedule. My dad did my floors today while I was taking a shower. So I'm like, Dad, you do my floors today since you're here. Move the couch.
You have to delegate. You have to delegate.
I did. And
COVID made her learn about her floors.
Cool.
So he did
damn, who's going to do it for me now? Damn.
I know. And once I started getting back up on my feet, it's like, damn it, now I got to do it myself again.
Yeah. So for Yasmin, her priorities were her floors. We know that. That's good. Oh,
and getting myself better from a broken foot. So that's my priority, is getting back to 100% so I can go out, and hopefully once COVID ends, then we can all get together and just have all the fun that we've all missed. Since
and do your floors.
So, yeah.
We're going to go over to her place and eat up her floors.
I'll have you guys all over. How about that?
Every time Yasmin says floors, we drink.
For sure. Well, ladies, this was a nice after hours chat that we all have. Everyone, if you have any questions, please like, follow, send us a message on the Facebook group or through YouTube. Like, share, and we look forward to answering any of your questions that you may have for us on the chat. You have a great night, and we'll see you all next episode.
Bye.